logging in for the raids, and that's about it. But there's a lot of other stuff I want to do on there. I want to PvP more. I actually really like Crystalline Conflict as a Dragoon. That's really fun, kind of underplayed. So I need to get more matches of that in. I also need to finish my Necromancer run. I'm very close to getting Necromancer, Palace of the Dead. I also want to do the other deep dungeons. There's like so much content. I gotta level up other jobs. There's so much stuff to do in 14 I haven't got to yet, which is wild. That game's just like a wormhole of things to do. Yeah, mostly it's been Baldur's Gate 3, Magic the Gathering, Tooth and Tail now, and Final Fantasy. But here we go. Witty Pun is up and ready to roll. So let's go raid old Tosh and keep it going. So I'll see you all over there.
Okay. Now, let's get rid of that. Go over here. Alright, hello everybody. We have a lot of stuff to do today. First things first, let's get the sound up. Ugh. Okay. So, these are my games, we're not doing those, these are a bunch of others. So we got some B's, some C's. D, and then a bunch of people who didn't label their games properly. But let's start by, I think this is the end of, let's start by finishing off Group A. So we'll start with Sasha versus Legoman. Feel like that's a good place. So remember, the gimmick on these is that you have to play on certain maps. I can't remember which ones it's called, but I know it well because I lost, I think, every game I played on it. The gimmick is that you start right up against each other. Okay. Apparently this gent wants me to make clear that the main course is still actually going. This is only stage 1 of the main course, so maybe I can update that, but I just want to make sure I'm not missing anything here, because this is a map that lends itself to a lot of quick moling, or some quick ferrets. You also need to update my spreadsheet because Sasha is running a badger and Legoman is running no tier 3 at all. So Dockside, okay. Let's update. Finishing part 1 of the main course. Okay. Updated. Now Legoman has his pigeons, Sasha's going straight for a badger. Legoman's also got the ferrets coming out. My controller is sometimes disconnecting, but that won't matter. Okay, so Sasha's found the... No, sorry, Legoman's found the badger. Presumably he will want to attack. But Sasha's building up a lot of squirrels and moles to sort of preemptively attack. And that's caught Legoman off guard. The moles are very powerful on this map with all of the with the short distance and all of the structures that are guaranteed to be here. That badger is still supply blocked for Sasha, and that's a big deal because I think with these ferrets, now that Legoman's faced off the worst of the first wave, Legoman will be able to whittle this down quickly. The badger is finally paid for, as I believe the mole ones get sold. And now Legoman has the falcons and pigeons, so we'll have some high vision. Thing is, if that badger comes up, then Sasha can absolutely just roll over from here. But is that badger going to get up in time? There's not a lot of support for the badger at the moment. A lot of Warrens are getting killed. All these squirrels are dying. Legoman is building machine guns right on the front line. This machine gun is actually in range of the other MG. This is going to be tough for the badger to crack. The machine guns can shoot up. There is high ground vision thanks to the pigeons. That badger is all instantly nearly killed. It's not got enough time to actually get its rev up. It can cut through these machine guns pretty quickly if it actually gets its rev, but there's so little room for it to maneuver, and a ferret shot hits it, and that's going to be GG. Game 1 goes to Lego. And now we have to scroll all the way back down. Okay, this is... what's this called? The Ends, I believe? It's not the Howling Vel. It's the one you play in the campaign. Hagro Pass. Oh yes, and a rule about this is that you're not allowed to play moles. I don't know if this game... Gentlemen forgot about that rule. Until after a lot of us had played it, so I don't know if this came before or after, but since neither player has taken moles, it's a moot point. Anyway, Legoman once again selling the owl to go with the fox, while Sasha takes the more reasonable approach of selling the fox to go for an owl. Now, this is the third time I've seen Legoman try and go fox on this map, and every time it's failed. This is his last chance to get it to work. Problem is, the owl is really good at chasing down the... Ooh, big shot on the owl itself rather than the mice. Foxes aren't good at dealing with owls, but that's one pig. So far, all of these... if he can just get another shot on that owl, though. All of these mice are free value. Like, well, they're not free value, they're no value. This fox is at 2 HP. I'm slightly worried Legoman's going to get it caught on the wire. Has to walk it through very carefully. Don't! What are you doing? Okay, is he going to leave it there to heal? He goes back, puts down some pigeons and some squirrels. Sasha's building their own tier 1. Both players at... an alright eco, fully saturated. It's quite hard to expand on this map. I mean, this is dangerous. If Sasha finds out about this, it's pretty easy to chase it down. It's just so hard to get through this barbed wire without taking any damage, so I understand why he wanted to heal up a bit. Okay, the fox is home safe. But it only really got 60 food worth of value. Legoman going into the boar, which reminds me, I have to update my spreadsheet. We've got a badger and an owl for Sasha, and we've got a boar and a fox, was it? Yes, from Legoman, boar fox. Alright, so Sasha going 2 owl badger. Legoman with the boar fox. I think it... Where can Sasha get to enough owls to overwhelm Legoman's deck? With Legoman's composition, he can hold off against a few owls. Oh, he sold the boar! Oh, that's an odd choice. It looks like he wants to be more aggressive, maybe? I think a mistake that we are all making on this map is to not take chameleons so you can easily deal with the barbed wire. Because mice, these days, they change the AI so that they don't actually attack barbed wire. They'll still run through it, but they don't actually attack it. Do you get anything if the enemy guess your team incorrectly? I don't know. Ask Gent. I barely understand the rules. This is a 5 health fox. Gets another pig, but this is really risky. There are skunks here though. But there's an owl and a badger up. There's a second owl up. There's no owl now. That's another farm. So this fox has theoretically got its mandated amount of value. Oh my god, this is brutal. Trying to retreat against from a badger is so hard. The fox gets away, but Legoman's supply blocked on everything. He needs to sell something. Instead he's wasting time with this fucking machine gun. I don't think Legoman holds here, and neither does Legoman. I feel like he should have definitely tried to, you know, see how it went, but he was at half army value. It was unlikely he was going to hold, and he doesn't bother trying. So we're at 1-1 in Sasha versus Lego. I kind of like, I think, I don't know if any of the Group A games have been a 3-0 sweep. I think they've all been 2-1s. Okay, well here we go. Last for Sasha Legoman. And this is the low visibility map. This is the ends. Okay. And both players are running a boar and nothing else. So we're getting to the point now where you really have to start putting the pieces together on what faction people are in. Okay, both players have brought their moles over to get the expansion, but that's only 60 food. It's really not that big a deal. Is this mole going to get hit? Is it gonna wriggle its way away? Oh no, it gets chased down. And that means Legoman's got no army. This could actually be a problem for him. There is a machine gun up. He's trying to get his Warren. But there's 3 moles here. No, there's 4 moles here. And they can go through this machine gun pretty quickly. It's down to the pigs now. 1 pig dies. Okay, a squirrel is up, so that should protect Legoman from now on. Melee units do have a small advantage in this low visibility condition because they can get up closer to the ranged units before the ranged units can shoot. But you've got to be really careful against any player that has moles in this map because of that low visibility. It's much easier to hide mole warrens, and this map is specially designed for it. You've got all of this, you've got this plateau, you've got all of this area behind the farms. It's very easy to hide moles. And Legoman tries to do an attack with just squirrels, but it doesn't work, and he retreats, having taken a bit of a pounding there. Legoman's definitely behind here. He's lost a farm, he's lost more units. Now Sasha's coming in with a lot of moles. How far can this machine gun shoot? It doesn't matter, it goes down instantly because of the moles. And these Warrens are on the front line, so they can get gunned down quickly as well. And that's a 2-1 victory for Sasha over Legoman. Well, yeah, because it's low visibility, it's far easier to hide. You have to scout more thoroughly. you have to devote more time to the scout, which means it's easier for moles to slip by. Okay, now I believe we've got one last set of Group A games down at the bottom here. Sasha versus Tatanka. Oh, and we're straight back into Dockside with Sasha running Badger and Tatanka not running any tier 3. Well, technically running the Artie, which I always considered a tier 3, but now this is a deck Tatanka ran against me, but he's not playing it the same way. When he ran against me, he put down some moles on one side and an Artie as soon as he could, and he tried to use the moles to distract me. Why is this called Dockside? Because it's a mock-up of docks. You know, it's like a bustling, urban, dense urban platform right next to a big expanse of water. So it's a dockside. Okay, so Artie down for Tatanka, which Sasha hasn't scouted. Sasha did see the Ferret Warren. He's coming in with the moles. He's going to go straight for the mill, but I don't know if she's going to get it. It's going to cost her a lot if she does, thanks to that Artie getting up. Oh, but it does go down, and that was big. But that Artie can also reach the mill, so okay. So mill trades. It costs more for Sasha because they had to spend more tier 1. And now, army's not great for Sasha, although most of that is the artillery piece that can't move. Those ferrets picking off squirrels that Sasha really can't afford to be losing. It's hard to actually build up on this high ground. Oh, but the commander goes down, and that means the ferrets are going to get picked off. Costs a couple of squirrels still, but that is huge. That is a big opportunity for Sasha to recover, because it's going to take another 100... it's going to take another 40 seconds for those ferrets to rebuild, along with 60 food each. It's probably worth building just moles here and trying to go for the mill, honestly. No one's actually tried that as far as I'm aware. But Tatanka's able to expand to retake their original expansion. Sasha's trying to get the Badger up. If the Badger comes up, then that will be a good answer to most of Tatanka's army. But it's a question of, does Sasha have the time, the resources, and will she be able to keep the support up? Okay, well here comes a Badger. Most of the supporting units goes down. These Falcons are going to be gunning it down a lot, but they're pretty weak. The Badger can dodge all of these arty shells and the ferret shots. It's putting in some serious work here. It's got the mill, but that's kind of the least important part. It's got the ferrets now as well. And the arty, and these forward mole warrens. I think Sasha might be about to do it. The machine guns put a bit of a break on the rollover, but no, Sasha's going to make it. Badger can keep the rev up on the warrens. And that's game 1 to Sasha. Badger is absolute bay. Okay. Game 2. It is... Ooh, this is the Howling Reeds or something like that? Reed Valley. Okay, and a lot of tier 3 to be added. So we got Boar, Badger, Owl, Wolf. Oh, hang on, I don't have to tanker on my... So we got Boar, Badger, Owl, Wolf against Boar, Badger, Owl, Wolf. You know, I think I've made some, like, I think I've miscounted a couple of times on my spreadsheet. But I can't really be bothered to, like, go through all the VODs and check. I have to go through Deltius's VOD, because I forgot to add all of those to it, but... But other than that, I'm just gonna use it as is. Anyone else, like, try-harding this investigation by keeping track of the tier 3s? Right, now this is a slightly awkward game for me to cast because Sasha actually ruined the result for me. It's hard to keep track of the rules when there's so much going on. Alright, that's... So what are we at the moment? Sasha's looking like she wants to move up. We've got 6 pigeons, 2 snakes, 4 badgers, 3 owls. Or actually only 3 badgers and 2 owls. And 1 wolf, but there's an extra one of all of those tier 3s coming. I wonder if Sasha's going to want to get the arty down here. I imagine she will, because there's basically no other reason you'd have it. The tanker just building up more with 4 boars, 4 badgers, 3 owls and 2 wolves. We'll see if he gets all of them up. Sasha could probably attack at the moment and do some damage, but it's going to be hard to move in with owls against 3 badgers and 2 boars and balloons through 1 tile choke points, so maybe it's for the best that she holds back. An arty has gone down. And you're seeing the wolf buff campfire there. Not a common sight. Well, this map really lends itself to these sort of slow games. Because both players have a really defensible position and a lot of money to spend. So but also really limited space for warrens. So there's basically no justification to not just spam as much tier 3 as you can. And we're seeing a bit of a split on the tier 3 decision making here, where Tatanka's focusing heavily on owls and Sasha's focusing heavily on badgers. Now, one badger beats one owl quite handily, but owls just scale so well that they can even overwhelm badgers, because multiple badgers will shoot at the same mouse and overkill it massively. They won't be able to spread their fire efficiently, and the owls can actually, once you get to 9 or 10 owls, which is not a situation you get to often, admittedly, but at that point, especially with the wolf buff, the owls will spawn mice about, faster than the badgers can actually kill them. Ah, the campfire lost the wolf buff. Shame. Sasha sold the arty as well. I mean, it makes sense. I don't think the arty really contributes much here, but it was nice to have it. Okay, here we go. You can see the Tatanka's well ahead in army. The boars are also putting out a lot of AoE damage. I can't tell which tier 3s are dying, but I know one did. I think it's a wolf. I can no longer hear Volkov's dulcet tones. And Sasha doesn't have a lot of pigeons, so it's hard for her to keep these units alive. Tries to chase, but that ends up being a mistake. Her army was at half HP sort of across the board, and now, moving in, when all of those owls have just rebuilt all their mice, and under the defensive structures, it's an easy win for Tatanka. So we're currently at 1-1. Again, no, I don't think any Group A games have been a 3-0 sweep. Okay, and we're at this one again. The one that I definitely know, which is called Hagro Pass. We've got a badger for Tatanka and badger owl for Sasha. So that's a badger for Tatanka and a badger owl. I'm missing a lot of numbers on Tatanka, but I think that's because Tatanka is quite often not playing tier 3s at all. Also, maybe because I think like 2 of their games were in the Delphius stream that I haven't actually counted. Because I haven't put the numbers up for their game against me. I think Delphius also did Legoman versus Tatanka. Anyway, both players have gone for the owl. No one doing the Legoman and trying to run the fox here. Okay, so Badger from Tatanka, Badger from Sasha. Slightly later Badger, but still, both players running Badger. Tanker's got the snakes and the owls. Sorry, snakes and falcons, so you'd think they'll have a better shot at the Badger mirror. Sasha going for multiple Badgers. And Sasha can also stack owls where Tatanka can't. Neither player looking at moving or expanding. Like I don't think I've seen anyone go up to 16 farms on this map yet. I think maybe I did it against a tanker in one of my games. I think we both got our bases fully saturated, but it's kind of hard because the way that it forces you together, and because you start with a tier 3, it's likely that you're going to want to use it, which means fights well, it's unusual for there to be this much time on this map without any fights going on. So Sasha's actually come out ahead on the Badger count because Tanker is supply blocked on his, but it's still going to be 2 Badgers versus 2 Badgers with an owl in support. Sasha going for a lot of tier 1 as well. A pretty decent scout from Tatanka. Sasha coming in now, scouting the army but not much of the Warrens, but does get the mill as well. And yeah, Sasha's gonna move out. I expect Tatanka's Badger will still come out. It should have time. It's quite slow to move across this map for the first time. Which mouse chain? I don't know how old this map is. I can't say. But maybe if the mice were running after every piece of barbed wire, they would be the weaker choice. I don't know. Okay, well here we go. Badgers. But there's also snakes on Tanker's side, and they get some good tags down on those Badgers. Which means yes, Sasha is going to lose this fight. Is she even going to get a Badger kill? That Badger is retreating into the pigeons. No, both Badgers stay alive for Tatanka, and Sasha's just not going to bother trying after that. I think that's fair. If you lose 3 tier 3 and your opponent loses none, you're probably fucked. Okay, and that means Tatanka's at 2-0. Tatanka might be able to get a 3 sweep. Oh wait, no wait. This is the same map. That was the third game. So, Sasha won the dockside, which was game 1, didn't he? So it's 2-1 to Tatanka there. Okay. So let's move on away from Group A. That's all of the Group A games done. Into Group B, which is no squirrel and no mole, so that's going to be interesting. Those are 2 like very meta units. I'm curious to see how it plays out. So Melvin versus Heartseed. We got Lizard, Toad, Cam, Badger, Owl, Fox. Against Pigeon, Cam, Snake, Wolf, Mine, Artie. Whew. No combat tier 1 for Heartseed. That's a risky choice. Okay, Heartseed is not on my spreadsheet. Really, I should have done this by groups, so it was easier to keep track of, but... It's done now. Okay, badger, owl, fox. It's a badger, that's an owl, and that's a fox. Man, Heartseed is really vulnerable to a Lizard Rush with his deck. He's got a bit lucky, I think, that Melvin hasn't tried it. I mean, Melvin isn't someone you'd expect a Lizard Rush from anyway. He's not really that aggressive a player, but this is an unusual set of circumstances, and he likes to sometimes mix it up because he knows that people expect him to be passive, so he can catch them off guard by playing aggressive. Okay. So we got cams down for Melvin. They have been scouted despite his attempts to hide them. And snakes coming out for Heartseed. He's also got a cam warrant building. This is actually not a bad artillery map for Heartseed. He's locked out there as well. If he doesn't even need to expand, just stick an RT cannon in like this path here, about where this road is. That's going to shut out this mill, defend all three of these mills. Your opponent can get around it by coming through here, but it's an awkward route for them because of all the water. So yeah, Heartseed has real arty potential here. Problem is, I think he's just going to get overwhelmed by the lizards unless he manages to bait a fight into the minefield. And I don't know if Melvin has actually scouted the mines. Okay, well, Melvin spotted them there. Here comes a fight. These snakes get overrun. So do the cams. The mines do. I mean, not even that bad, but not good enough. And now Melvin can get onto the farms. And because of his no combat tier 1, Heartseed is going to take a full 20 seconds for anything to reinforce. Which time he's lost three farms and a mill, plus all his mines. Meanwhile, Melvin's got his fox warren down, so he can just go back, sell, and get that up. Although, I wouldn't actually really want the fox here. You're against cams and snakes and mines. Fox is good at picking off tier 2, but it's risky. One slip up with this fox and it will die. It will die quick. I don't really see the point of the pigeons in Heartseed's deck, I'll be honest. There's nothing there that... I mean, the snakes and the cams, they heal up pretty quickly by themselves. There's nothing that really benefits from like a huge amount of sustain on the front line. I mean, obviously, it's like better to have it than not have it. But at the cost of like going no lizards, no tier 1, no other tier 2s, no other tier 3s, no other defenses, it's... I don't know. It's... Because most of Heartseed's deck doesn't benefit from the pigeons. Now Melvin, building an owl, he has scouted this arty from Heartseed, but he's also gone hard on this mill. I don't know if Melvin... Well, I don't know if Heartseed can actually hold this. Heartseed kills all the cams, but his units are very low. There's no way he's going to be able to... All the mines are dead. There is a... That fox is dead. That's something. But the arty gets got by the lizards. I mean, it's the lizards that's killing Heartseed here. Honestly, Melvin can just sell his tier 3 in cams, and if he just went Mass Lizard, he'd have done even better. But a win's a win. 1-0 to Melvin. This is the first 3 games. What do you mean first? First, as in, it's the one that happened first? It was game 1 of 3? But no, we did Legoman versus Sasha, then we did Tatanka versus Sasha, and now we've moved on to Melvin versus Heartseed, of which this is game 2. This is game 2 of our 3rd set. Okay. No squirrels, no moles. Heartseed has learnt his lesson and has taken some tier 1. Melvin going with Badger Owl Fox again. Badger Owl Fox. No tier 3 from Heartseed this time. And both players have put down some early warrants. Do either of them intend to really attack with it? Okay, Heartseed snuck his lizards around. He has more of them as well, so is able to pick off a pig, even with Melvin's own lizards there, but turns around and takes a poorly advised fight. So, it's not a huge win for Heartseed there. Plus, he has been behind an eco this entire time. So really this is more like keeping things even. Yeah, to be honest, I could see a lot of merit to taking things like Machine Gun here. If you know that your opponent can't run Mole, they become a lot better, but... what you've really got to worry about is the Mass tier, is the Mass Lizard. I think. But that's what you've got Toads for. And speaking of, how is... I mean, both players have their Toad ones down now. It's going to be... I mean, Heartseed's deck seems a bit badly planned. Because he's got the mines and the balloons, so it's like he wants to get a setup of defensive structures and eco and build behind that. But he doesn't have any tier 3. He's got nowhere to really build into. And you can kind of make that work with falcons, but cams and snakes don't scale half as well together. So I don't think Heartseed's deck is really ideal for this situation. Melvin has put a Badger down, which is not what I would choose as my first tier 3 in this instance. I would definitely go with the Owl. But still, a tier 3 is a tier 3. Although he doesn't have any pigeons for it, which again is slightly odd. He could probably have dumped the Toads and relied on the cams or taken machine guns to see him through. Okay. Melvin has spent 540 food on tier 3s at the moment. So this is a good moment for Heartseed to come in just before that Badger comes out. But he's taking his time. That Badger is going to be up. Heartseed has a couple of snakes, so with some good tags he can kill it. And there are, like I said, there's no pigeons to heal the Badger up. So this Badger can be whittled down pretty quickly. It looks like Heartseed's setting up really far forward. Heartseed, you don't need to back off here. You've got this. It's just the Badger. Oh, I think Heartseed's playing this entirely wrong. He's making this a long game when he has a mid-game deck. He just allowed that Badger to pick off his balloon. He could have swept it. Maybe he was worried about cams. The lizards could have come in from somewhere, I guess, pretty quickly, but I mean, if you see a Badger alone like that, you take the opportunity, especially when it loses half its health to the mines. I think that's a big mistake on Heartseed's part. And he's got nothing to deal with these owls. Like, the cams are not going to be that good at holding off against mice. And the cams aren't even going to be here for the fight. They're walking around to kill this mill. Are they even going to get it? They should do. Oh, hang on. But now Heartseed is bringing in his lizards. The army's moved. No, Heartseed, go! You had it! You had the base race! If you just jumped in with your lizard there, you got that. I mean, I think there is going to be like 100 health, but I think you could have done that. Okay, here we go. Big Toads hits. Clear up all the mice. But now those snakes need to get the tags on the tier 3s, and they don't. And, I mean, Heartseed can't do that every time. Those were brilliant Toad hits, but it still cost him 120 food. It still cost him 6 Toads. Okay, Heartseed is trying to move up here. Move all his units over. He is ahead on eco, but only by 1 farm. And Melvin's just retaken this mill that got knocked down the first time. And yeah, the massive Toad explosion doesn't work twice. Melvin is starving. But Heartseed says GG, so we don't even get to see how that works. But Melvin had the mill. He'd just taken out the campfire. He could have easily prevented starvation. Okay, so this is looking like it might be a sweep here unless Heartseed can figure something out fast. Okay, Toad, Snake, Wolf, Machine Gun, Balloon, Artie from Heartseed. That's a big change up. And Melvin sticking with Lizard, Toad, Cam, Badger, Owl, Fox. I mean, this is kind of a rough deck for Heartseed on this map. He can get his defenses set up here, and like then he's got 2 mills, but it's going to be hard for him to really expand beyond that. He's kind of got to try and take this mill to join them up, and then he can build on this hill, try and shut off the center, and then he can expand back here and pin Melvin into just these 2 mills. But it's not ideal. I have reservations about this deck from Heartseed. But we'll see. We'll see. But it's just odd because Heartseed has seen Melvin run Badger Owl in both of the previous games. I'm pretty sure the Owls definitely came out in the last game. I can't remember if they came out in game 1, but I think they did. It's just, and defensive structures aren't really great at dealing with owls because the mice will just whittle them down eventually. Oh, and Melvin has got his lizards round. He's going to pick off a pig here. god, that snake poison is so slow. Still, he managed to pick off the lizards at least, so that's not a complete loss. And with this moving up of the defensive structures, that run around isn't going to work again. I'm kind of surprised Melvin hasn't just gone straight into a tier 3. And that's not where, I mean, that's not where I would put an arty. I would put my arty more over here. But I guess Heartseed wants to put pressure on this base. I don't know if the arty reaches from there. I don't think it does. Now, can he protect this this arty cannon? No, he can't. The toads, the 3 toads, run into the cams and don't even kill them. They do die to the poison, but there's so many lizards up now. And toads are good against lizards, but there's only one of them. Yeah, things are not looking great for Heartseed here, but he is ahead on eco. The owl is down for Melvin. I mean, Heartseed really needs this arty down. He can't... He's not able to get his defensive structures really set up the way he wants them to. Like, and he's running so low on army to get this wolf-snake comp going. He's only got 3 toads. I imagine the lizards just come in and overwhelm the snakes completely. Okay, Owl Badger down for Melvin. He's got his second base up. Heartseed doesn't really have any chance of getting the arty down anymore. But his wolf is building. He will have machine gun snakes. It's just, I don't think that's going to be enough. Okay, that's a very far back arty. Thing is, once this owl is up, it's going to be almost impossible for Heartseed to actually build defences any further forward. Like, because you can just send the mice in. Wolf toads is another thing you don't see often. But it will be here. Melvin playing it smart, taking this base. I mean, there's no pressure on this one at the moment, but there could be. So, you know, take a little ninja there. You can afford it. The arty is up, so wolf buff pigs, wolf buff arty, wolf buff snakes, wolf buff toads. It's a magical moment, truly. I don't know how this 8 snake build is going to work. Do snakes... I mean, maybe Heartseed knows something about snakes that I don't. You don't often get the opportunity to try 8 wolf buff snakes, so I don't know how well they can actually do. But I like that Heartseed is pushing up with his defences. If he really needs to get this artillery up. It's kind of covered by this RT at the back, which is nice. And Melvin is going to be waiting for his other tier 3 to get up. Heartseed, I think, is deliberately not fully saturating this base. He thinks that he's going to be like going to starvation. But Melvin, it means Melvin's got the opportunity to expand outwards and have a much better eco. There's another arty going down, and I think that's a well-placed one. The balloon I like, gives the arty some vision, so it can use its range. Okay, this is the sort of thing that Heartseed wants to be getting set up. His plan's coming together here, but the problem is he's not really got the eco to sustain it. And this still surely gets overwhelmed by just more owls. Melvin going up to 4 owls now. And I don't think Heartseed can really ever secure this base. Like, it's too far away from his defences. He needs to bait a fight and kill some stuff first. Well, here we go. Here's the fight. A lot of poison tags on that owl. That's a dead owl. That's a dead badger. That went a lot better for Heartseed than I thought it would. Holy crap. And now these snakes getting straight onto the mill. That owl is still pumping out mice. Heartseed retreating, which I don't think is warranted, but hey, Melvin surrenders anyway. So, you know, Heartseed doesn't get swept. I was impressed at how well those machine gun snakes held up. I think the toads put in a lot of work as well to clear out the mice. And then with the, like, and then he managed to get a fight right on a large concentration of defensive structures. So, pretty much perfect from Heartseed's point of view. That's exactly what he wanted to have happen. Okay. So, continuing with Group B, Olive v Heartseed. And Heartseed's running the same deck. Wolf and triple defense. Let's see if it can work twice or if that was just a fluke. Urbane with the Badger Owl. So Urbane has his toads up, but with this, sorry, Urbane has his lizards up, but with these toads, I don't think Heartseed will have any problem scaring him off. This might be a better map for Heartseed, because there's more mills focused around the centre, so if Heartseed can get one good RT, he can really start to put pressure on it and creep. And his RT will be able to attack as well as defend at the same time. Especially with Urbane being forced to expand towards Heartseed's front line. I've just realised the only way Heartseed can actually deal with defensive structures is to run his toads into them, which is suboptimal. So these machine guns are actually going to be quite a problem for Heartseed to deal with. If I was him, I'd be looking at getting my artillery down, like just behind this machine gun would be a good spot, or maybe take this mill and try and get it on the high ground. Heartseed at the moment is rebuilding, and he's going to go round trying to avoid the machine guns. He sends his toads in, but there's just not enough to deal with this massive mob of lizards. And even though the lizards do get tagged, they're able to kill all of the snakes before the poison actually kills them. And Urbane takes game 1. Alright, game 2. A different deck from Heartseed, no tier 3. Lizard, Toad, Ferret, Falcon, Mine, Balloon. A much more, mid-game focused deck that will allow him to actually attack. Urbane running the same deck with the same Badger Owl. Okay, so no early game shenanigans. Both players content to just get up to 8 farms. And it's a pretty even map as well, with both players having just 3 mills either side. Comes a Falcon Warrant. I don't know about taking falcons when there's so many lizards on the field, but as long as the toads get good connections, it should be fine. And of course, falcons have the advantage of they can't be hit by the enemy's toads. And they also act as a pseudo tier 3. They're the tier 2 that scales the best into the high numbers. Okay, well... and another thing the Falcon's doing, and giving high ground vision to this ferret. That's something I hadn't considered until now. But it's going to make things annoying for Urbane. He does not really want to take this fight over the mines into the toads, but he also can't really afford not to. Because otherwise he's just going to be pelted constantly by these ferrets. He's building up a lot of lizards, going up to 24 lizards. But there's a lot of explosions on Heartseed's side of the field, just waiting. And, yep, there they go. Urbane's army gets exploded. The machine gun goes down. Maybe shouldn't have been the priority, but it allows Heartseed to actually move up into this high ground, take a better position. Pig finally gets hit. And now Heartseed can even start attacking the Warrens. And this looks like GG from here. All the lizards are dead for everyone. So Heartseed is going to fall back and recoup. I mean, ideally what Urbane would want is a Badger right now, or the Owl. But it's just so hard for him to... He doesn't have the time. I don't think his strategy of mass lizards is actually too bad. It's just he doesn't really have the eco to support it. And Heartseed's deck is very well suited to dealing with mass lizard. Alright, so that's going to be game 2. Taking it up to 1-1. I think we're already about halfway through the total replays we had tonight. Alright, same decks from both players. Another Badger Owl from Urbane and no tier 3 from Heartseed. We'll see if they want to... You gonna see any early game shenanigans here? No, both players still looking like they want to go up to 8 farms. Map wise, again, the mills are more spread out, but it's basically 3 apiece. Urbane has 1 extra, but with lizards on the field, it's actually going to be quite hard to protect this mill. It's very easy. Heartseed just brings his lizards out here, around here, picks these off and runs back, while Urbane's putting something down here. Or vice versa. Right. With the mills so spread out for Urbane, it actually makes it a bit more challenging, even though he's got more of them. Heartseed somewhat has that problem as well, but it's not as apparent since his mills are much closer together. And if he holds around here, then he can cut off this route and this route at the same time, defending both of these mills. Still leaves this one open, but it means he only has one direction to really worry about, rather than multiple. Okay, so campfire taken by Heartseed. Urbane still just running with mass lizard. Means Heartseed's got an opportunity to come in. This balloon isn't going to do much against the lizards and falcons. Oh, big toe connections there. If I was Heartseed now, I'd be rushing down that. Well, he's going for the mill. I'd probably be going for the balloon. But he does get... Oh, his commander goes down, but he does get... He does manage to kill the mill, although he loses both his falcons in the end. Urbane, I think, was considering surrendering there, it looks like, but he doesn't, which I think is the right thing to do. Lizards are very good at making comebacks because of base trades and whatnot. Urbane is slightly ahead on Eco, but this is the moment, like, as I was saying. Well, it was the moment. While Heartseed was over here, Urbane would have been able to come in and, well, do what he's doing now, just without being caught. And that's probably going to seal the deal there. Heartseed is taking the second mill, he's able to expand onto it. Urbane is still on his first. He's got about a minute left before he starts fallowing. So he really needs to take this mill back. He's also behind in Eco because of this campfire that's continually putting out food for Heartseed. And even though Heartseed just has 3 toads, well, just as I say that, he puts down a second toad one, it's still enough to make things awkward for Urbane and his lizard-based deck. Takes a mill and then sells it. He's going to go for a badger. This is a bit of an all-in play here. He won't really have the food to expand after he gets this up, so he's got to make it work. Now, a badger could go either way here. It's possible for lizards to overwhelm a badger because the badger can't kite them as effectively. If the badger just walks backwards while shooting, that will kill most units while keeping it safe, but lizards are actually fast enough to catch up. Falcons can gun down the badger as well, but there's only 2 of them, so that shouldn't be too bad. And there's the mines, which obviously if a badger walks into them, the badger dies. But it does have to be a decent clump of them. The problem is that they could like instantly take the badger down to half its HP. And then the lizards rush in. And you never actually get a chance to rev your badger up. Speaking of badger, Urbane... Okay, I was about to say Urbane hasn't got any pigeons. He does put a pigeon warren down. Just as I say that. He's rebuilding the balloon, which I think is a mistake. Like, you aren't relying on defences at this point. You're just relying on your... You need to go all in on your offense. There's no way you win the long game. In fact, he really should get this mill up just so he's got something to prevent starvation. Looks like that's what he wants to do. Okay, the badger's out. Heartseed is so far ahead on Eco. But his army isn't actually that significant. He is getting up to 6 falcons, which isn't nothing. But a badger can take that. Urbane was briefly in starvation mode, but he's managed to get out. He could probably be doing a better job at clearing those mines. Don't waste your toads! Okay. Toads don't blow up. Like, Urbane has to be really careful with his tier 1. He doesn't have the money to be replacing loads of tier 1 units. Okay, keep it here. You want that badger revving up on the campfire. That's good. Now, this is a hard nut for Urbane to crack with the balloon here and the 6 falcons. Come on, this is it. You've got it, you've got it. He guns down all the falcons, but his badger's only at half HP. The balloon nearly gets him. Can the lizards catch up? No. Okay, so Urbane, like, trades armies. Keeps his badger alive. That's all good. But Heartseed can rebuild much more efficiently. Urbane selling all of his tier 1, just going full badger and pigeon. Her weight, gentlemen. Urbane is down to 6 pigeons while he... I mean, I don't disagree with this. Going all the way back up to 8 farms is kind of a priority for him if he wants to actually get back into this game. I don't think he can take this army. I don't think he should try. But he's going to, and I think that's a really bad decision. This badger is the only thing keeping you in this game. Play defensively with it. All the pigeons go down. The badger's running back. Kills a lot of stuff. I mean, okay, he's lost all his pigeons, but he's killed more tier 1 on the other side, so he's trading up. Urbane is trading up in these conflicts. Heartseed is keeping his eco lead, half saturated his third base. That badger's gone too far. The badger's gone too far. That's GG. Urbane sent the badger too far to try and pick off that Falcon Warren. He needed to just be patient. He had his eco running. He could rebuild. He could place down more units, get a proper army comp together. Now, I believe that was game 3, correct? Yes. So that means we're on to... yeah. The lizards are too good at chasing it down. You can't send a lone badger there. Because before, he had the pigeons surrounding the badger, which meant a lot of the lizard shots would actually just go on the pigeons, and that gave the badger time to rev up and cut through and get his retreat. But you know, it is what it is. Urbane was playing on a nice edge for most of that game. And unfortunately he slipped. But it's annoying because I really think there was comeback potential there. Okay, so now we've got Fleur versus Murloc in Group C, which is Ancient Maps. Whatever that means. I think that means they're going to be another, you know, pre-built map. Oh, we got more B games? Oh yeah, you haven't marked yours right. So we've got Guy versus Heartseed. Yeah, let's finish off B. Let's finish off B then. So Heartseed running with the wolf, and this guy with the badger owl. So, similar deck from Heartseed, although, actually I think we saw him run this in his first game against Melvin, the no combat tier 1 deck, relying on skunks and snakes. This guy is running what has become sort of the standard deck in Group B, Lizard Toad, Cam, Badger Owl, Machine Gun. I think this guy is really going to regret not taking pigeons against Snake, but Heartseed actually needs to get up to the point where he's got snakes. As we've seen before, his deck really struggles with Mass Lizard, which is a problem in a format that basically guarantees everyone's running Lizard. And a quick expansion from this guy. Did he scout the tier 2? He didn't. He's just gone for a really fast expansion. You keep saying that, Lucas, but I don't know. They were doing pretty well for Urbane. Were they? Against no lizards, right? No, they were lizards. Like, Urbane lost the last game, but he lost the last game when he took his badger out of the pigeons. Like, when he had the badger supported by pigeons, he was making a brilliant comeback. And then as soon as he sent the badger out alone, without the pigeons, he lost. So I think last game supports my argument rather than defeats it. I like that. This guy clearing a mine with a machine gun. Speaking of machine guns, Heartseed at least can kill them this time. He leads the lizards into a mine field, and this cam is just about, well, no, not able to clear it up. Because Heartseed didn't have enough pigeons, and Heartseed surrenders there and then. To be fair, he was really far behind. He had like half the eco and just lost his army, so... I don't really blame him, but I'm usually for... I like to err on the side of fighting it out. See what happens. I've seen some ridiculous comebacks happen, especially in decks with lizards. Although, Heartseed this time doesn't have lizards. He's gone for his Toad, Snake, Wolf, triple defense deck. This guy has Lizard, Toad, Ferret, Falcon, Cam, Owl. I think this is a pretty reasonable deck. Only Owl is his tier 3, but a lot of solid tier 2 options. And having the Ferrets will help with countering Heartseed's attempts to set up a defensive wall. So let's see, update spreadsheet. It's another Wolf for Heartseed, and another Owl for Lucas. Alright. Another expansion from Lucas. Heartseed. Heartseed has a nice tight pocket expand. But looking at this map, it's actually difficult for him to put his defences anywhere that can actually pressure Lucas. Lucas should have no problem getting up to 3 mills. This mill for Heartseed is takeable, but slightly inconvenient. Like, it's not going to be hard for Lucas to send some cams or owls or lizards or ferrets or anything over there to pick it off. But Heartseed has defences for that, so he doesn't have to be watching everywhere all the time. Good cam micro by Lucas, not letting them decloak until they're right on top of the snakes. I think that's going to be both cams dead for both snakes. Yep, and that cam just popped. Eco-wise, Heartseed is ahead. It's going to be... I mean, Heartseed has a very defendable base at the moment, with just these 2 machine guns in this little valley. It means this guy has to walk all the way around here through this water if he wants to attack, which isn't ideal for him. Okay, here comes the tier 3. Seeing a wolf. Lucas has scouted it immediately, which is good for him. Is Heartseed going to put an arty here? It seems unnecessary. Are we looking at a second artillery? No, he's gone for a balloon instead. Lucas still not putting any of his own tier 3 down. Instead going for ferrets and falcons. Also ecoing up a bit more. This balloon will do something to chase off the ferrets, but the ferrets can sort of move around here, and if they've got high ground vision, they should be able to hit these. Unless that... How much balloon vision do you get? You get a lot of balloon vision. I think that means there's no way for the ferrets to hit the RT without them being under returning fire. But you can shoot and move with the ferrets. So you can still kill an RT, it's just a bit more tricky. This mill is really worrying for Heartseed now that I look at it properly, because Lucas can get his falcons and his ferrets come in at the side here and just he can hit the mill directly, or at least all of these farms. The RT is covering most of that at the moment. I think the RT should reach over here. Well, apparently not. Okay, it reaches just there as he gets close, and yep, that's a farm down already. It's just right on the edge of the RT range. We've got wolf buff snakes coming in to pick off falcons. Balloon here I think is a good choice. Although again, with a concentrated assault that will go down to the falcons should be able to pick that off pretty quickly. Okay, so this guy has finally put down his tier 3. He's gone for 2 hours at once while he's expanding. Heartseed is fully saturated on his second base. Is he even going to try and get this third? This is sort of the timing for it. He is moving across in that direction. He's changing his mind. What's he trying to do here? Artie? Like, you need to do something. That's a very far forward Artie. That's really risky against these ferrets, but he needs to take a risk. Otherwise he will die to the owls, which... Hang on, sorry. Let's see. He has not scouted the owls, but he may suspect them. Now, is Lucas going to try and contest this forward RT? It looks like it. He gets a balloon, that's a big deal. But here come the wolf buff toads and the wolf buff snakes. The cams avoid any of the toads though. Although it looks like they are all going to get poisoned. The owls are built. Heartseed is only on 8 farms. He can come back sell this artillery though. So he's got Moolah to work with. He even sells a balloon. This is really dangerous. The RT isn't protected. The RT goes down. Like, Heartseed wasn't there to defend it. Oh, the wolf gets caught as well. This is looking like a GG. I think Heartseed's commander died as well. Yeah. So a lot of his snakes die because he can't rally them back. He's going for another wolf. Is he going to have time to get it up though? He's not really well equipped to dealing with large amounts of mice. But he's holding on for now. He's keeping his snakes mostly alive. But he's got no third base. Lucas does. So once this base starts to fallow, which will happen in a minute or two, Heartseed's gonna really start falling behind. He's already having to deal with an economic deficit. And this is smart by Lucas to keep the cams back so the toads can't hit them. The toads are only blowing up on the mice. Okay, it looks like Heartseed's finally going for the mill. He has to. This one's starting to fallow. I don't think Heartseed's in a good position here. Does anyone remember who won game 1, by the way? I've completely forgotten. I think it was Lucas. Lucas, did you win game 1? 14 poison tags. Yeah, I think like not having your army here to protect the arty balloon was really what sunk you. You had a moment just before the hours came in where you were pushing, but you didn't commit to it as well, which also set you back. Now, this arty here, it will be nice and it will give you a good defensive position, but it's not actually going to help you do anything. And it won't be able to kill the falcons that this guy is stacking up. Like, this guy's army is just much, much stronger at the moment. Okay. So it's 1-0 to Lucas. This is looking like... it's going to be 2-0. I'm considering fast forwarding this. We've got a lot of stuff to go through and there's not really much happening. And we also kind of, I feel like we know where this game is going at the moment. I mean, Lucas is just building house. There's no reason for Lucas to push, that's the thing. Like, this is through the water into multiple defences and a machine gun snakes. There's no reason for him to push here. You can't see it because there's tree lines, but on the mini-map you can see that he hasn't taken his corner farm, so he's got a starvation farm. He can just wait it out, build up to as many falcons and owls as he wants. In fact, I would consider just selling... He doesn't need the toads. I would consider just selling basically everything that isn't an owl and falcon, but... Okay, here we go. The toads once again blow up on the mice. Heartseed has moved his toad production over here. Not his snakes though. He can't really afford. He probably doesn't think he has the time to move his snakes over, but I bet he'd like to. That balloon isn't going to get up. There's only one arty. What happened to the other one? Did he sell it? Okay, again, these snakes are turning out to be much stronger than I expected them to. But the defences do get whittled down, piece by piece. That balloon gets shot by the arties. Sorry, the ferrets. Heartseed's had this base for so long that he's actually started to fallow on it. Lucas is fallowing here as well, but he's still got that corner farm to take. There's no reason for him to really worry. A couple of snakes are starting to get picked off, and that's really hard for Heartseed to replace. You can tell that he's supply blocked on them. Plus they have to walk over from the other edge of the map. But there's the big one. The arty gets shot down, and that's gonna open the floodgates here, and this should finally be GG. You needed toads, yeah, but you couldn't really afford toads either. Like, the lack of eco completely stomped you this game. Wolf buff snakes, I will admit, are stronger than I thought they would, but they still can't really deal with mass owl. Now, I believe that's 2-0 to Lucas. So this should be a new game. Am I right? It is. So what does this Ancient Maps qualifier actually mean? Because these all look like perfectly standard maps. Does it mean that you change like the patch so you're randoming on like an earlier algorithm? That might actually make sense. But then that would change the units as well. Is that what it means? These maps don't look custom. This isn't ancient maps. Oh, right, because we're still in Group B. Right. Okay. I got mixed up because we were going to do Group B and then we swapped back to... we were going to do Group C and then swap back to Group B to finish off. Okay. I've got my brain in order now. I remember. Okay, Luca's going straight into the cams. Heartseed with his lizards. Yeah, I imagine it would be. No squirrels and no moles. Sounds like it would be fun. The lizards... I prefer it when lizards are strong. I think it makes for much more dynamic games. Although, obviously, it puts a bit of a limiter on the tier 3. Really? You disagree, but you still think this was a fun rule set? I'm less sure about that. I'm more excited about the moles being gone, so you can't do those fucking like mole pushes from, you know, 10 seconds of downtime. But everyone knows my opinions on moles. I need to get a mole emote, like an anti-mole emote. Okay, Lucas looking like he wants to move. Well, I could put a promo one in as well, I suppose, so people can make their stance clear. That snake gets picked off. This balloon is going to do a lot of work at keeping this guy out. There's nothing in his deck that can actually... There's nothing in his comp at the moment that can actually hit this balloon, but he's baiting a fight outside it. God, this month has taken fucking forever. Okay, so this guy building up his owls. Heartseed is going in for a scout. Should see them now. Or not? He's prioritizing building mines on this little island. I mean, Heartseed at least has the Falcons now. He's got a way to kill moles. Sorry. Owls. Deal with the mice. Army value is even here, but a lot of that is going to be Heartseed's defences, which, I mean, to be fair, on most of these mines I would classify as contributing, since they're, you know, causing some problems for this guy. They're pinning him. The mice get dragged into them, big explosions, and that means the owl takes some hits, but it doesn't get caught. The snakes do. Interesting that this guy is now the one running snakes, rather than Heartseed. And, Heartseed just goes straight for the mill. He does get it, but at the cost of the rest of his army. And the second owl does come up. There's no way these ferrets escape here. This guy is starving. That's not good. Well, it's good for Heartseed. Can Heartseed hold out here? These mice have to come at an awkward one-tile choke point. The units have got through the water. It's hard for lizards to fight in one-tile choke points as well. The snakes get caught because the falcons can just fly over the water. The cams can't do anything to them. Neither can the mice. Lucas only has 30 seconds left. He's rebuilding the mill, but what's he going to sell? He needs to sell something. Probably the snakes? Or the cams. Probably. No, you need to keep the cams against. I mean, there's not that much tier 1 anymore, and you've got the mice. Okay, it looks like Heartseed's coming back in. Are we going for a base race here? If this is a base race, then Heartseed surely wins it. Oh, but Heartseed's going to try and come back. He's going for the Warrens. He needs to go straight on the mill. Yeah, Heartseed wins here. Right? Yes. Okay, so Heartseed manages to secure one game. And now we go to Group C. So we got 2 sets of Group C, 1 group of D, and then that might be it. Okay, so Group C, these are the ancient maps, which are custom made. And we've got Squirrel, Lizard, Falcon, Skunk, Owl, Fox against Squirrel, Mole, Ferret, Boar, Fox, Mine. So, over to the spreadsheet we go. Fleur is an owl and a fox. Murloc is a boar and a fox. I think I remember this map, actually. I think I've played on this map. I can't remember how long ago. It must have been a while. But this is coming back to me. I remember this middle campfire. The 2 high grounds. There were like... Yeah, and you have these mills where you can get them and you can hit over the cliff. And it's really hard for your opponent to get round. I'm pretty sure there was at least one time I managed to get an arty to be built. Like, next to my opponent's base. Was that the one where we had the poetry contest as well? Which, to be honest, there was some surprisingly good poems in that. The winner, Sage Marrow Spoke, was fucking brilliant. I can't remember who actually wrote it though, or if they're even still around. Either way, Fox down for Murloc. Fox down for Fleur, but slightly later. Neither player really interested in pushing out at the moment. Yeah, I need to go back through the VODs and see if I can find that. That was actually a really cool concept. Probably we should have done again. Okay, here comes the Fox. Like, the Fox has good potential here. This road all the way along will give it a really good, means it's really easy for it to come in and out. Does Murloc know about the other Fox? He does. I don't know why that's lit up, but he needs to be careful. His Fox has taken some damage, and as soon as that other Fox comes out, his Fox can now be one-shot. He's picked off a lot of value already, though. Nearly dies, but manages to get away. And in the back, he's just got 20 squirrels. I mean, honestly, that is a pretty good answer. And then going into the board to deal with Fleur's tier 1. Maybe not. I might be mixing them up, but I don't remember. Okay, let's see who gets the Fox kill first. Yep. I mean, Murloc's was... Oh, both of the Foxes go down because Fleur... I mean, that's always trouble when you rally through like that. Your Fox gets... It's harder to rally it back. And Samlook with the multiple tier 1. There was only 2 skunks on Fleur's side. It's not enough to put down all the required gas. It meant, and that was a mass tier 1 is pretty good at countering the Fox and the Falcon. Fleur's had to sell his Fox. Okay, he's walked into a minefield and lost a skunk, which is a big deal. Murloc's tier 3s are about to come back up. Fleur is slightly ahead on eco, but if the boar and the Fox get back up, then I think Fleur is kind of done for. Murloc should be able to win off the back of this. Wasn't Boar Fox like the meta when this map was being played? Was that just like a false memory I've conjured? Yeah, there's just no way for Fleur to kill this boar. He doesn't have enough DPS. And it's looking like someone didn't surrender properly. So let's just call that a win for Murloc. And let's go down to game 2. In the meantime, I need to tab out to get that saved. the link that Delphius has kindly provided me. And then we've got what have we got here? Add the spreadsheet. We're looking at Badger Owl for Fleur. And Boar Fox for Murloc. This map I don't remember as well, but I do have some familiar. Yeah, this was actually like ferrets and arties were like all the rage on this map, because if you get them in the, I don't remember why arties were so popular. Maybe it was just because I was going through an arty phase, but I remember having this thin high ground that goes across the whole map. It was really like everyone was keen to get defenses set up on it, and I remember a lot of ferret shelling happening from both sides. Highway 404. Like, I think that was one of the most played custom maps. Like, that name was constantly coming up. I think I remember a lot of lizards on this map as well, because there's a lot of different ways you can run around to do pickoffs, and quite a few moles. I think this was being like around. Was this around the time where moles actually got changed into being 3 per warren, or were they still like 1 mole? Were moles still individual back when this happened? Well, these maps are unlocking a lot of memories, but they're all like half-formed and mixed with other memories. So it's hard to actually pull fact from fiction. But either way, ferrets coming up. For Murloc, Fleur is relying on skunks instead. And he's a bit slower to get them out. I just remember distinctly that ferrets were really popular on this map. I think probably because of all the high ground. Like, it's very easy for a ferret to get on high ground and shoot. Well, do this. So that's a dead mill. But maybe it was just because people were also running a lot of defenses that the ferrets became like a good counter pick. Okay, that skunk has been cornered immediately. But all of these squirrels just walk straight through the gas. There's nothing left to shoot this falcon, so Murloc has to retreat, but he does kill a warren at least. He doesn't get the cell on the mole. Warren over there, that gets picked off. He sells one over here, but only one. He's keeping the other one for reasons. Okay, now he expands, but is he going to be able to hold this? It's quite close to where Fleur is going to be attacking. The skunks blow up on the mines, but they are able to tank it. But now, do they have time to heal? Samlock has to sell this mill. Ferret nearly gets picked off. One of them finally dies, but it looks like the skunks are having the same problem. He needs to be putting more effort into getting these falcons down. Like, he needs to focus fire his squirrels on them and then worry about the skunks and the squirrels. Okay, Samlet goes back, sells his ferrets, puts down a fox warren. If that fox actually gets up, it should be really good. But Fleur's come in, he's got a scout on it. He has the opportunity to move in. Again, only 2 skunks though, so this mass squirrel will probably be able to hold it off. But there's more of a choke point here, so who knows. Are these mines going to get up in time? Not, well, some of them. And yeah, the skunks, like, Despite there not being much of them, they are able to get a lot of gas down because it's only like a 3-tile choke point here. And now the fox is supply blocked, so Samlook is trying to sell Squirrel Warrens while he's under attack. I don't think this is going to work. I think this might be GG. This is Murloc's only mill. He's only got 3 squirrels and no ability to reinforce or replenish. 2 of them are dead. Like, this mill is surely going to die now. And just to be safe, Fleur's going to kill the Fox Warren. So we're at a 1-all. 1-1. Okay, Fleur v Murloc game 3. Oh, what is going on there? All right, let's try and just not zoom out so that doesn't happen. Okay, so Squirrel, Lizard, Falcon, Skunk, Owl, Balloon for Fleur, and Squirrel, Mole, Ferret, Boar, Fox, Mine for Murloc. This is your favourite ancient map. I've got to be honest, this is the one that's like sparking nothing in my head at the moment. This is like, I think, the most normal looking custom map I've ever seen. Well, apart from the fact that it's symmetrical, this could very easily like be something you random into. But it does look nice. I'll give it that. Okay, so we got a tier 3 down, we got the boar. It's been scouted, it has. Fleur's put down his owl. I'm surprised that Murloc hasn't tried to expand. It's got to the 3-minute mark. Boar versus owl isn't like a... One boar versus one owl is not a matchup you tend to see much these days. But I think it does... I mean, it depends a lot on what the supporting units are, but because the boar can't actually kill the owl, and it only kills the mice slowly, the boar does tend to get overwhelmed. Okay, so we got these sneaky moles over here. Doesn't look like Fleur's going to scout it, and he's supply blocked on his owl. Building a lot of tier 2 as well. This could be perfect timing for Murloc here. The owl one gets sold, which probably a good choice, to be honest. Now Fleur senses an attack coming, and the balloon gives him vision, so he knows it's coming from here. He doesn't know about the moles, but can he deal with them? He's got a lot of Falcon Skunk, which isn't bad against Squirrel Mole. This badger, this boar is causing a lot of havoc, killing a lot of warrens, but is getting shot down. Is it going to get away? Every time it turns around to put fire on a unit, it slows down and the Falcons can get it. And yep, Falcons managed to hunt it down, but it's instantly rebuilding. Murloc really needs to take a second base though. We're about to hit the 5-minute mark. He's trying to build 2 tier 3s. Like, there's surely no way Murloc holds here, right? Like, 4 skunks against a dozen squirrels? Like, it's not going to work. If he can hold out, I mean, maybe he can stall until the boar gets up? But he really needs to be focused firing the Falcon. Kill the Falcon! Kill the Falcon! Okay, some of the skunks are getting roasted. Oh, it gets away with 1 HP. I have such, like... Ever since Lucas's heyday, I have so much, like, PTSD around skunks getting away at 1 HP. He used to do that all the time. It was so annoying. So I never like to see it. This fox is being built. I mean, this will be a powerful combination, but I kind of just think that Fleur... Well, Fleur only has 6 squirrels. His deck is mainly focused on the skunks, which aren't really necessary. They can't do anything against the boar. They can't do anything against the fox. The only thing they're good at killing is the squirrels, and there's only 6 of them. There's not really a point to having 4 skunks on the field at the moment, so probably at least one of them should be sold and put into eco or to some alternative army. Okay, Samlook now has no squirrels, so there's no point to the skunks except as tanks for other units. Murloc trying to eco up quickly. This is going to be tough for him to move in because of the balloons. This might be a mistake. Okay, that box is not in balloon range, and there was in balloon range. Got to be careful here. If that commander goes down, the fox goes down with it, and I don't think Murloc has time to build another tier 3. There's also that owl has gone back down. Still going to take some time. You know what I've just realised as well? Oh, that is a big blunder by Murloc, losing the fox. But you know what I've just realised? Murloc has no way to actually kill these balloons at the moment. The boar and the fox can't shoot either of them. The fox can't shoot shoot structures, and the boar can't shoot up. Like, Fleur can just put up a balloon wall and be completely safe. I think Fleur is still in the lead, but this is actually a bit of an even game at the moment. Like, Samlook's actually getting ahead in eco. Oh, but he sold his fox. He did scout the owl warren somehow. Now, Murloc's micro in some of these has left a lot to be desired. He needs to make sure that the falcons go down. Okay, both players playing risky with their tier 3s, and Fleurs loses his owl. But there was no reason for him to lose that owl. Murloc kept his boar alive. Fleur's going to get another owl. I mean, Murloc has lost multiple tier 3s this game, so I don't know if this knocks Fleur out, but it's definitely not ideal. He's going to come in now, and there's enough squirrels to take down this falcon and the balloon. There's not really a lot, actually, in Fleur's army. Okay, the boar goes down, but that still leaves a lot of squirrels. The Owl isn't going to get up in time because Murloc is focus firing the Warren, and that's going to be GG, I think. The balloon can't reach from here. There's no units down for Fleur. Murloc can pick off the pigs. Okay, Murloc keeps one pig alive, but he's now in trouble. Samlock has 7 farms. He sells the boar finally, gets away, completely rebuilds his army, and can basically just move in. Like Fleur, he's going for skunks. He'll only be able to afford one of them though, and that's not really going to be enough against this much squirrel. But yeah, this was a back and forth. If Fleur hadn't lost the owl when he attacked over here, it could have gone very differently. Or if the boar had died, because that boar was on 3 HP. So if either of those things went a bit differently, I think we know who wins at this point, but I want to see it to the end. The game has earned it. Okay. So I think that's Murloc with a 2-1. And now we move into Fleur versus QQ. I just want to check that we have done all the... I'm going to have to take a brief moment to check that we've done all the games. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6... 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. That's 18 we've done. This will be 19, 20, 21. Yeah, that'll be 24. Okay, so this will be the penultimate set. This is still Ancient Maps, and I definitely remember this one. I remember not liking this one. I remember having a terrible win record with it. But I gotta admit, it looks bloody gorgeous. So we got Squirrel, Lizard, Ferret, Falcon, Owl, Mine. Squirrel, Lizard, Skunk, Owl, Fox, Balloon. QQ... the Owl. And Owl, Fox for Fleur. Okay, so no moles. Are we going to see any early Lizard shenanigans? It doesn't look like it. Both players going up to 8 farms. So, some Squizzard comps from both sides, which is nice. Don't get to see a lot of Squizzard these days. What with Lizards being the way they are. Okay, QQ is trying to he's trying to do a pincer maneuver, but he actually just does half his army fights at a time, and loses quite badly. He at least kept his lizards alive though. So he only lost half his army rather than all of his army. Still looking to try and get in with his lizards, but he's going through like the main entrance where all of Fleur's army is. Also, quite a bold expansion. Going straight into the corner and ignoring the probably easier, more natural expansion. Alright, that's an owl down that I believe QQ did scout. He's building ferrets at the moment, which it's probably not what I would do, but I've never been as keen a ferret player as QQ has. I can kind of see the logic, because these warrens are quite far forward. It should be easy for ferrets to pick up, and this mill only contributes to that as well. But it's up against mass tier 1, and the skunks should be able to keep the ferrets dancing for quite a while. And if this owl does come up, well, it's supply blocked at the moment, but if this owl does come up, like, Fleur's, like, QQ's not really got a good answer to it. And this balloon, if this comes up, is also going to put the kibosh on a lot of ferret poking. And it looks like it is coming up. Yeah, it doesn't get shot in time, but the ferrets going forward to try and shoot it end up picked off by the army, and then Fleur just completely rolls. It does walk into a minefield, but most of his units actually survive it. It's looking like QQ's still going to hold here, though. And this owl is still supply blocked from Fleur. I don't understand why he doesn't just like go back and sell a warren. He's not under any time pressure, really. It's only going to take 40 seconds. He's pushing in again, though, and this attack looks a bit more decisive. That mill is going down, I think. QQ fights bravely, but that mill goes down, and with it goes his chances. And that's a point on the board for Fleur. Alright. Back to Highway 404. We got squirrel, lizard, ferret, falcon, owl, mine against squirrel, lizard, owl, fox, machine gun, balloon. So, where's my spreadsheet? Owl, QQ, and then owl, fox for Fleur. These are the first and last people I added to my spreadsheet, which okay, so no early game shenanigans, really. So expansion from Fleur, QQ just building up his lizards. Oh, there's a campfire here that's been taken. I didn't even notice those. So that gives QQ a slight economic boon, although with Fleur's expansion that's not going to last long. Okay, here comes a push. Ferrets were able to put down a lot of farms. This machine gun is doing huge work though. And QQ's commander goes down. That is one of the best machine guns I've ever seen. That machine gun did so much work. It's not even dead. It's still alive. Is Fleur going to sell it? Don't sell the hero machine gun. Although I am very surprised it was able to survive a fight with a ferret. And Fleur's trying to get this fox going, but once again he's supply blocked on his tier 3. This keeps happening in Fleur's games. He keeps on putting down a tier 3 Warren and then gets supply blocked on it. He's taking another fight, and I mean his QQ's commander goes down again. And he still doesn't get the machine gun. Oh, but he forces a sell at least. This ferret has lived a while at the moment. The fox is finally paid for. Oh, but QQ's going straight for the Fox Warren. Is he going to get it? Is he going to get it? He might not. He needs one more shot. It doesn't get killed. Oh, QQ goes all in on killing the fox. And it doesn't work. I think that might be a GG. Right, this mill is surely going to go get evaporated. I mean, Fleur has to be a bit careful because of the mines. He searches the mines and still runs headfirst into it. QQ really should have sold that farm he's building there. Looks like he's going to try and go for a base race. Instead he's going for the pigs. But Fleur has his own lizards. And is able to catch up. And now QQ is completely cornered with no real army to speak of. Yeah, he got a lot of damage done in those attacks, but he wasn't able to just get the critical mass. I think if he'd killed that Fox Warren, game is open, but he committed a lot to it. He just didn't quite make it. So that's 2 Fleur. It's 2-0 to Fleur. Let's see if QQ can get a bit of redemption here. Okay, a quick owl. A very quick owl. My controller is bugging out. There we go. Now, Fleur's gone for these lizards. Will he be able to... I mean, there's only a couple of squirrels here to protect it. And they're just standing on the warren itself. So Fleur can just come in and clean up all of these farms. And QQ sells the fucking... Why does he sell the squirrel warren? Like, he scouted the tier 1 over here. What was QQ's plan? Okay, well that's a 3-0 victory for Fleur. QQ maybe just, like, giving up? Not trying his hardest in that one? I don't know. But that takes us to our last set of the match. Of the night, I think. Because we don't have Sen and QQ. Which is the last set that still needs to be cast. What the fuck is that? Okay, so where are we? Group D. Group D. That is no Falcon and no Cam. Now I would like to take a quick toilet break. Because I don't think I can last another 30 minutes without pissing myself. So, take a couple of minutes. I'll be right back. Alright. Here we go. Delphius versus Coloru. Squirrel, pigeon, mole, skunk, badger, owl. Against squirrel, lizard, mole, falcon. No. Wolf, fox, balloon. Ugh. Okay, Delphius. Give him a badger and an owl. And then Coloru has the wolf and the fox. Ugh. Okay, so these are no longer custom maps, so let's see what they've rolled. I mean, Delphius has a nice 2 mills here. Coloru has one of the safest expansions I've ever seen here. Yeah, that mill could not be safer. Delphius has to go through his original mill to get to it. There's no pathway over here, but Coloru is going to have a harder time getting his 3rd mill, whereas that's easy for Delphius to do, because they are just slightly more open. But you can't come over these rocks and cliffs, they're all blocked off, so you have to come around the road, which means there's only one location Delphius has to watch for, and Delphius has a campfire, so I think I would prefer having Delphius's spot. Yeah, The rules for this one are no cams, no falcons. Look, Delphius is old. His memory isn't what... It's not perfect anymore, okay? Cut him some slack. Alright, that's a quick hour for Delphius. Both players have expanded fairly early and got some, built up their eco quite early before the 4-minute mark, and we're seeing mostly saturated bases. Delphius going for 2 owls, and Coloru has put down a fox, which I don't know, shouldn't do too well against the multiple owls. Hi Fleur, just finished off your games, I'm afraid. You missed them, but well done. We just did your sweep over QQ. This is now the first game of our last set. There is still Sen and QQ, which apparently has been played, but they haven't submitted the replays for some reason. As much as I do love Tooth and Tail, I am looking forward to having this cast over with. It's beginning to wear on my voice. Don't want to relive Murloc Game 3. I mean, to be fair, that was a really close game. Your set against Murloc was a lot of fun to watch. I imagine it must have been frustrating to play, but it was a lot of fun to watch. Well, I mean, I used to do way longer streams than this. We still haven't reached the 3-hour mark, which used to be like my standard. Okay, hang on. No, enough reminiscing. Coloru is being attacked. The balloons get up in time, though. And it looks like they're going to go down. I was going to say that's really good because the owls can't hit them, neither can the skunks, but there's enough squirrels that it doesn't matter. Coloru is about to have the wolf out, and Wolf Buff Fox is a fun unit. But that fox is so unhealthy right now. But look at that, instantly gunning down that owl. Delphius might be overextending here, but what the fuck is Coloru doing? Like, you need the fox to be shooting stuff. He's trying to heal it, but you can't. You've just got to keep it safe. Just don't get hit. Like, this fox is like guaranteed killing a unit every time it shoots, and there it goes. Okay, that's GG. Delphius floating 400 food. His owl instantly rebuilt the second it died. Yeah, I did watch the previous stream as well, which means I've had a lot of Tooth and Tail today. Okay, we got Squirrel, Lizard, Ferret, Fox, Machine Gun, Balloon against Squirrel, Skunk, Snake, Wolf, Fox, Artie. Yeah, I know that it was like... The thing is, I just don't think you had the time to heal. Like, every second that Fox wasn't shooting was a disaster. It was not ideal circumstances. Delphius. Delphius with the Fox and Ferrets. Actually, this is like a really old school Delphius deck. Squizzard, Ferret, Fox, Machine Gun, Balloon. And this is kind of an old school Coloru deck because he's got the arty in it. So, I'm liking this. It's taking me back. Map-wise, I mean, easy expansion for Delphius. Delphius has to get out this way, which is odd. That's not something you really see very often. I guess to come through, that's the only way in and out of Delphius's base. Which is actually going to be it would be a problem for him if Coloru had Falcons. If I was up against someone like Sasha, who loves doing cliff abuse and loves playing Falcons, I would be really worried, because the Falcons come over here, they can shoot up over the water, no trouble, and it's really hard for me to get round and actually defend against it. But Delphius is locked out, Coloru doesn't play that way, so... Still haven't found his base, really? No, you haven't. I mean, process of elimination, you're going to figure it out now, but yeah, this is a... Or not. But yeah, this is an odd one. The base hidden by the secret river pass. Okay, Coloru finally gets in and sees the base, at least most of it, before his commander dies. That's going to be a nightmare to scout through. If Delphius just puts a balloon, like on this corner, he can basically just shut Coloru out completely, because that balloon's getting like 3 shots a go. And yep, he goes straight for the Fox, which I fully support. A base this defensive and this hard to scout is perfect for taking a quick tier 3. And like I says, he's putting the balloon down, just going to stop the scouting entirely. Coloru does have his own stuff he can do. With this arty, he can easily secure this mill because Delphius can't really push out of this. Which means Coloru can get up some very far forward artillery cannons and completely shut Delphius into this little corner. So, this is a weird map, but it's going to lead to some interesting results. But Coloru needs to be careful. He's got no high ground vision, and that arty is directly in range of stuff on that hill. If Delphius ever puts down some ferrets, he can just, shoot it. Coloru, where'd the arty go? Coloru sold it? Why are you selling it? You're floating so much food. Get the arty going. Go, 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 go. And in the meantime, Coloru is just massing squirrels. Are these lizards going to be able to accomplish anything? I mean, they will, because... Why does Coloru take his squirrels away? I mean, Coloru had squirrels there and decided, nah, fuck it. I don't really get that decision. But now the arty's up. Commander goes down. I mean, you really want a balloon if you're Coloru here. You really want a fucking balloon. Like, if you had a balloon, then the arty could hit this fucking mill and absolutely destroy Delphius. And obviously it can also kill all of this. Time to just push. Like, none of the army's here. Just go. Just go. Just go. Coloru, just go. Just go. Just go. Oh, okay, never mind. Okay, and Delphius has put his ferrets down. I think Coloru's commander died again. Balloon and Fox are good at killing commanders. And now it's time to go. Go, Coloru. Go. Kill the balloon. Okay, and I believe what I predicted is going to happen, where these ferrets just stand on the corner and shoot down this arty. Yep. They're shooting more than the arty. I mean, okay, now that Coloru's here, he can give some high ground vision, but that's actually quite hard for him to maintain. He's trying to come round. The fox died at some point in all of this. I don't even know when that happened. Coloru's commander goes down again. The arty is being destroyed by the ferrets. Most of Delphius' army has been skunk-gassed to death. Delphius is rebuilding the fox. These warrens are not going to survive against 4 ferrets on the front lines. Yeah, this is a little surreal. Coloru losing that mill is kind of a big problem. I mean, this game could be so different if Coloru had any, like, flying units. Imagine if Coloru had Balloon, or imagine if Delphius didn't have ferrets. But is Delphius finally going to get out? And I don't even know who built that mill. I think it was Delphius. Died so quickly I didn't even get to see. Yeah, that was a game. That is a sort of map that fully justifies, like, why the random map generation is so important to this game. Like, no one would design a map like that. But, I mean, you come up against... You suddenly spawn into that, and you're like, what the hell do I do now? Like, trying to work around that is just the sort of stuff that makes this map, this game great. I think it was a fair map. Like Coloru, like I said, I mean, Delphius had a very defendable position, but at the cost of being stuck in a corner with only 2 mills, while Coloru basically had the rest of the map to himself. And that worked well into his deck, where Coloru was able to set up, take a forward mill, build his arty. He just got a bit unlucky with the deck comps of... I mean, even if he just put that arty further away, he put that arty close to the cliff so that he could try and do some try and shoot the mill with it. If he just put it further away, then it would still be protecting the actual map itself, and while it wouldn't be able to pressure the high ground, it would also be safe from being shelled from there. So, you know, it was a calculated risk that didn't happen to work out, but I think map wise that actually ended up being a very fair game. Yeah, I think yeah, when Coloru moved round to attack, that he lost a lot of army doing that. I mean, he killed a lot of army as well, but it wasn't the right decision. That game could have gone the other way with just a couple different choices. But either way, that is now 2-0 for Delphius. So let's see if Coloru can get one back in our last game of the evening. Alright, so we got Squirrel, Mole, Skunk, Snake, Owl, Wolf against Squirrel, Skunk, Snake, Wolf, Fox, Arty. So it's the same deck from Coloru, different deck from Delphius. Let's just add these. That is a Owl and a Wolf. Nope, that's not QQ. That's an Owl and a Wolf. By my record, that's the first Wolf Delphius has taken, which I don't know, is a fact, possibly. Like I said, I have no way to verify that I've actually kept accurate numbers. Let's just get rid of that guy. Okay, so map. Finally I can look at the map. It's less weird. But 3 maps, 3 mills either side. Oh, no, 4th mill either side. And a very brazen mole by Delphius that is, I think, going to get this unchallenged. That's what you get for taking an early mill like that. Although, to be fair, if I was Coloru, I wouldn't expect anyone to be attacking me early either. I would feel safe expanding because of this massive bloody pond that separates the two halves. Coloru has come out the better this time with having extra mills on his side. But, you know, Delphius can get up to 3 mills pretty easily. So, it's not like he can really complain too much. Gent is doing his best to help Coloru by predicting Delphius to 3-0 him, in the hopes that he can curse, use his gentle curse powers for the forces of good. Coloru going with massive amounts of squirrels. I'm liking this campfire. There is a cheeky I mean, if you take this campfire and you build an arty right on that cliff, is it able to hit both of these mills? It might be able to. I think it can hit this one. I mean, I know this is like last game, but I would feel like too tempted to not do it. Delphius hasn't even scouted this. And there's the RT. Oh, I really want this to work. Come on, Coloru. Coloru has earned it, alright? Just one good RT game. That's all we want. There's no ferret fuckery to happen. Delphius can push. He's got the skunks and the moles though. That arty is not... I mean, that's a devastating defeat. Oh my god. Oh, come on. No. God damn it. Coloru messed up there. You know what Coloru should have done? Coloru should have taken his army round the other way. Like, Coloru moved his army here, which drew Delphius' attention. He should have taken his squirrels around over here and, like, tried to distract him while this built. Because if that builds, then it changes the whole dynamic of the game. But that was a very unfortunate result there. Now, unless Gent has been given the final set of replays, yeah, like, that campfire was unscouted, and Coloru doesn't know that, but... So it's not like it's basically like Coloru made the by-the-book decision of moving his army to the location he wanted to defend. But he needed to big brain play of using his army as a distraction instead to just keep the opponent focused on another part of the map. But either way, that was honestly one of my favourite series. Like, there were some really interesting games in there. This whole, all of them, like, a lot of these games have been really interesting. Partly down to the rules, but also just because of the way people have played with them and the map gen and stuff. And it was a nice burst of nostalgia to get some of those old maps the old custom maps in. So we're not getting the final replay tonight, so that's going to be it. And that will be part 1 of the main course done. Something happens now where a bunch of roles swap and riddles are asked, and I'll be honest, I've kind of lost track of how anything works from now on, but we'll figure it out. So thanks for coming, everyone. Hopefully tomorrow we've got the PBC, so there'll be even more Tooth and Tail content. But I think for now I'm just going to call it a night. VOD will be uploaded to the Big Pimpintosh YouTube channel if you want to check it out. Remember to go through all of them and count up each of the tier 3s people are using for the investigation contest. And have a good night. Toodles.